we are here from Austria, probably one of the best venues on the Formula 1 calendar in terms of scenery. Look at that. Cracking picturesque scene there from turn 2. As the track used to be known as the A1 ring is now called the Red Bull ring. I wonder how well Red Bull are going to do around here this afternoon. I'm joined by my esteemed colleague and my tag team partner as well. I'm on wrestling here. Hunter, how's it going, mate?
Not too bad. Back again. The blooper reel's going to get bigger.
Yes, it is.
Well, 16 drivers, so not a bad turnout. We've got obviously the likes of Sam Sturs back today in the Ferrari. We've got a new boy in there as well. I can't actually pronounce his name. Sikorsky. So I think it's going to be a bit of an interesting evening, and we get a front row seat.
Definitely, and we're hopefully. And unfortunately, a lot of people have been changing their names, of course, because the PSN have now launched out. They can change the gamer tags and stuff, which is going to cause a bit of a havoc. It definitely did for. It definitely has done for me so far. So I think Lennon Meringue is now just called Lennon, isn't he?
I think he must be Lennon Steffo.
Yeah.
To be honest, I completely forgot about the name change, and I didn't think to ask.
I think Wishborn, I think, is Orchard David, isn't it? If my memory's correct, which is a very dangerous thing to rely on. But I'm sure it's Orchard David. As we got the new boy out on the track now in the Williams, it's Sorosco. Oh, I've already butchered the name, and we've only been in this session for 2 minutes. Gosh.
I believe it's oh god, I said it a minute ago and I forgot it already. I'm dyslexic. I'm allowed an odd moment, but
oh, let's just call it SNRS for now. Yeah,
I believe it's Sikorsky.
Sikorsky, yeah. Lovely. So Sikorsky then in the Williams is making his debut here around Austria. And we're coming through the final 2 corners of 8 and 9. This track on paper looks a very simple track, but I must admit it's anything but, isn't it? It's just, it catches you out with corner cuts, it can catch you out just running wide, and it's just a really, it looks simple, but it's just really not, is it, Kyle?
No, it's a weird track to balance. Obviously, you know, your sector 1, it consists of 1 corner, but again, that 1 corner can give you so many, you know, penalties. Even if you just run, I'm not even joking, 2 centimetres wide, you get an extended track warning. And just on paper, it looks like one of the easiest tracks, but actually, it's not one of the trickiest, but it's definitely.
It's difficult, isn't it? It's just it's really difficult to get dialed in. And talking about those track limits, turn 8 and 9, or is it 9 and 10 now? I'm not sure. I'm losing my voice already. Oh dear, this is not a good start. Yeah, I figure turn 8 and 9. If you around these 2 corners here, if you just go a little bit wide, like Sorosky has there, and is he invalidated as that? No, he hasn't. He's done a 105.5 there, but Geordie in the I was going to say the Jordan then, blimey, I'm a couple of years behind. In the Renault, is just gone faster in a 104. These times are very quick around Austria, so there's not a long lap at all. So you can leave it as late as possible to get out on the track. I think this is the shortest time in terms of lap time in the whole calendar. I think that's right, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's one of the shortest tracks we have. So.
No, we're on board now with Slim, who is as Lucas goes second in the Williams, so he's just above his teammate. He's 4 tenths in front of his teammate there, so he's 4th at the moment. And we've now got FA, who is in the Red Bull, I think, who is in 2nd position now, also in the 5. So no one's broken to the 4s yet, apart from Geordie. Geordie looking very comfortable as we're on board with Slim now. We got another newcomer in the Force India, and Slim might have been held up there by one of the Williams returning to the pit lane, goes a bit wide out of the final corner. DRS is available, is that going to hold him up? He's only 4th. I reckon he could go into the sub 1 minute 5 there. Shame there for Slim, so he's 4th at the moment.
Going back to your point. Sorry, what's up?
I'm not really sure who is this. Is that a new guy in the Force India? The JR. He's done a 1 minute 4, which is impressive. But I don't recognise his name. But I'm trying to remember who's in the Force India last week. Sure, a long
it's
time ago.
Rockatoni. No, it's not Rockatoni's Hassan.
Yeah. We might have to get the standards up in a minute. Bear with us, folks. We've already got on the blooper reel.
It's Rafa that's usually in the Force India.
It's Rafa, is it?
Yeah, so I don't actually know. I think that'd be a bit of a different name change, so I'm going to quickly ask about that.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd go from that.
Yeah, we're not sure if Rafa's performed tonight, so Carl's just going to have a quick chat with the admin guys as we're now watching Crazy Power in the Sauber. He's on the. Let's talk about tires a minute. Unfortunately, the same old story usually, isn't it, about tires? Yeah, they're round, black, quite boring. But to be honest, they are so important in Formula One and in any racing category really. But the tyre selection we got here for Austria is the ultra soft, so that is the purple stripe tyre. The soft, which is the yellow stripe tyre, and I believe it's the middle range is the super soft tyre. So yeah, I think to be honest, strategy I always get it completely wrong around here. So I'll leave Carl to discuss that more in Q2 of when they decide on what tyres they're going to go on. But we're just watching Crazy Power now come up to turn 3. They renamed it last year, didn't they, instead of turn 2, which as Vanquish goes fastest with a 104.2. Brilliant time there for Vanquish in the Force India. Yeah, they've renamed it, because I still call it turn 2 and turn 3 personally, because I don't think that kink in the straight is a corner really, is it? Not in my opinion anyway.
Rafa is no longer racing in IRC. He's unable to. There is a new guy who's in the Force India, by the way, so I'm just going to call him Yor.
Yeah, we'll call him Yor.
Some of these names, they're brilliant, and it's brilliant to have a league that's global, but for the likes of me who can't pronounce his own name, trying to do some of these names, it's going to be quite difficult.
And Crazy Power goes into 5th position also in the 104s as well, so good times out here so far. As I think that was Slim just coming out of the pits there. Watching Samster, who makes his return after a couple of weeks absence. So Samster would like to get back up there and challenge and get himself back into the championship hunt. Of course, he won the first ever elite race, didn't he, in Australia in fine style. Brilliant strategy. I must admit, I think he's on an outlap here. He's just trying to warm his tyres up. Balco was also on an outlap as well. So let's join Rockatoni. No, he's also on an outlap as well. Well, we're not on a very good time in terms of lap, but we're going to watch the second Renault of Hills Rap, if that is right. Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get a bit of a rollicking on the comments for these names. But here
I don't think we'll be invited back next week.
No, I don't. they only invite us when...
We said that back in China, and we're still here, so...
It's because they're desperate.
We must be doing something alright. They're either really desperate or we must be likeable. So. We're getting there, but...
Oh, you must be likeable. I'm surprised. I'm more like, well, there's that farmer back in the country box again. as Balco goes over third fastest, sorry. We're on board with, I believe is this another new guy then in the second Renault? Hiller's Rap.
Yes. I don't actually think they had any Renault drivers. I'm going to say yes. I'll get told otherwise.
Because I think Jordy made his debut, didn't he, back in France a couple of last week, and he did a very good job in France. He was unlucky to be taken out, of course, at the fast turn 10
Yeah. That was very unfortunate. He was having a brilliant debut, to be fair. So.
He was.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's just the way of motor racing, really. Just bad luck.
That back in China.
Yeah, someone's connection, ironically again, cut out and took his teammate out. Not mentioning any names, Ginger Rage. Anyway, we're watching now Lennon, who's changed his name to Lennon Stepho. We're just going to call him Lennon because why not? He's in the Haas, he's on the soft tyre, so he's on the hardest compound tyre of the three available here. Going into the final corner, now we've got a yellow flag in sector 2, just keeping it on the white line. Is this going to be and he goes 13th fastest. In this first qualifying session, we are only losing one driver, so we're only losing one driver due to the fact that there's only 16 cars on the track. So who is going to be the unlucky one? We're watching a Rockatoni now, who's in the same car as a Lennon, but he is on the ultra soft tyre, comes across the line, and he's about to start his lap. Now this is the second lap, so he must have invalidated somewhere.
This is actually his third lap.
Oh, it's his third lap. Oh yeah.
He's already done 2 laps on his supers, so I'm guessing he's either gone wide at turn 1 or he's done something in the first sector. Is usually the worst place, or the last 2 corners, so it's catching Rockatoni out a little bit, but we know Rockatoni's speed, so we expect him to bounce back.
Yeah, he's a very quick driver, Rockatoni. Of course, we race with him in the Super League, which is live tomorrow on the IRC channel. Apologies that it's not on the IRC channel tonight, but don't worry, we'll upload it straight after the race so that any fans that can watch it now will be able to watch it. Be able to watch it on repeat, almost like having their own Sky Sports F1 channel. We're watching Rockatoni now as he's just coming up to overtake his teammate into turn 8. Whoa! He's lost it. He's in the pits in the worst way, and he's damaged his front wing. That's the end plate gone, and he's trying to get it going again. His teammate is just behind him, so Rockatoni is not having a very good start to this qualifying session. 6.5 minutes to go, so he's got more than enough time to get in and get back out, but he's going to be using another set of tyres, which is not ideal, is it?
No, really not. No, this is going to impact him for Q3. He'll have to set another set of ultras on that, so there's going to be a set down for Q3. He might not use any for Q2, so he's going to really want to qualify on the softs to be able to do that, but not an ideal start, definitely.
Definitely not, no. A lot of people kind of always dismiss Q1. It's not being really much pressure for the top guns, but you just know how much pressure they are under, because if they make one mistake, that's a set of tyres gone. As Slim goes right off the track to get out of Ultra David, well, we're just going to call him the Cook now, who's in 15th position at the moment in the Mercedes. He hasn't set a time yet, but of course we're only losing one driver in this first qualifying session. We also must factor in the weather around here. It seems to change quite quickly. So I remember doing a career race one time around here, lovely and sunny, and all of a sudden, like 2 laps time, bucking it down with rain. Cost me the race, so upset. So we can expect stuff like that to happen. So the weather can change almost dramatically around here. It's almost like Spa in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a very unpredictable circuit, but hopefully it'll be a dry race and everyone can get wheel to wheel.
Yeah, definitely. I must admit, I do enjoy watching some wet races as well, but as the Cook only goes while he's invalidated his lap, so he's going again, but because he's on the soft tyre, I think he can have 2 or 3 runs on this, so it's not as bad as, well, he's trying to warm up his tyres out by the look, so he's trying to get temperature into those soft tyres as he's coming up now to turn 2. The infamous hairpin is oh no, we've got I think that he's just retired in the pits, hasn't he? Hiller's wrap.
Yeah, he's not dropped from position,
so that's just a tactical decision there.
Rockatoni's back out now, so I expect Rockatoni to go from 16th, definitely top 5, so.
Which means that we've got a couple of drivers that might be sweating a bit there as whoa, I think the Cook went very wide there, but he's still on it. Let's see what time we can do at the end. We got another Ferrari just cruising back to the pit lane now, and I wonder if that's Wishbone the Cook is in the pit. Blimey. So we're back on board with Rockatoni. We're just having a look at the bottom drivers at the moment because we want to see how they're doing and if they can get out of Q1. It's quite tight down there at the moment. As Sorokin, Sorokin? No. SNRS in the Williams is on 05.5 there, and look at how close it is between him and Lennon. It is just 0.03 of a second between those two drivers. Brilliant stuff. And then there's a half a second gap between Lennon and FA in the Red Bull. So I think that FA may be safe, but Lennon and SNRS is definitely not safe at the moment. Lennon's
on a lap. Lennon is on a lap as well. He's just in front of Rocketoni, so he'll be helping Rocketoni with a distant toe, but won't help with downforce.
No, because I've noticed that the Haas's do come out like together quite closely. They've come out quite closely for 2 or 3 times, and look at that! A bit of oversteer, loving it. A bit of rallying from Rocketoni. Comes across the line now. His teammate gets out of the way, and what's his time? It's a 1:05.6. He is only 15th at the moment, and he is definitely on the bubble to be knocked out. He's only got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So yeah, Rocketoni in a world of trouble at the moment. We're watching.
The Wishbone and the Cooks actually come back in and fitted a set of ultras. So as Geordie goes fastest, 4:01.1.
Wow, now that's pretty impressive, isn't it? I think Geordie's definitely looking like a star of the star of the league at the moment, isn't he? In terms of, he had a great race in France, and maybe he's one to watch out for the future. Maybe he can sneak himself within the championship battle. Obviously, that's very early days at the moment. As Wishbone is just getting himself some space, and the Red Bull of Orr gets out the way now. So he will have time for 2 more laps, because that's how short this Austrian track is. Comes around the final corner now, and you can see the car gets very light in the last 2 corners. So as you've seen earlier with one of the Haas's that went to the pit lane. Gosh, that's not a very good memory, is it? It only happened like 15 minutes ago.
Rocketoni when it crashed. Yeah,
yeah, it was Rocketoni, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh dear.
Well, Rocketoni's back in the pit lane, so he's not coming back out.
And he's retired as well.
Yeah.
So it's all down to between Rocketoni and Wishbone, who's going to get knocked out of Q1 here. To be honest, those two are big scalps to get knocked out as well. We wasn't expecting any of them two to be knocked out in Q1 or at this stage. Coming through the middle section now, Toro also gets out of the way, because this is such a short track. Traffic is going to be at an all-time high here in Austria, Spielberg, and it ain't going to be as bad as Monaco, but still, it's going to be a very busy. It's going to be a very busy track. Good job, they've only got 16 drivers out there. We've only got half a minute left in the session now. Comes around the final corner, DRS is open. What does he do? He's done a 1:04.3. Beautiful time from Wishbone. He is up into 3rd position, and I think, unfortunately, Rocketoni is out of the session. So that's a shame for Rocketoni. He just couldn't. I don't know whether he's looks a bit rusty, or if he just couldn't get a clean lap in, could he? A slim go. Sorry, yeah, it's a slim goes at a 1:04.0. So really, this is going to be really good for Q3 and indeed Q2. Look how close the times are. Remember, in Q2 we lose another 5 drivers, so that only the top 10 go through to Q3. So this is
the top 7 is divided between less than 4.5 tenths.
That's crazy. That is incredibly close. This is so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Q3. Well, I'm looking forward to Q2 as well, because I reckon we're going to see some big scalps get knocked out of Q2 as well. As Rocketoni.
One mistake and it's all over.
Yeah, it is. As the only good thing about this track is, in terms of if you make a mistake, is that you do have time to come in and get some more tyres on. But as you've seen with Wishbone, it's a Wishbone. I think it was Wishbone and Rocketoni. That if you make a couple of mistakes, though, you're going to be down on tyres.
Yeah, definitely. Now, the thing was, Wishbone's used his soft tyres already, so he won't have any spare for Q2. So that surely means he'll have to commit to the ultras.
Yeah, in terms of strategy, do you reckon is that going to be a major problem for him in the race?
Not really. To be honest, the ultras don't have that much of a gap difference, and tyre wear around here is not really an issue. So, I don't think it'd matter too much on what tyre you start. From experience, I've started on the softs and finished on the ultras, and I've gained quite a few positions. But I think either strategy will do it. But it'd be interesting to see what the top 10 decide. The likes of Slim and Cartin, obviously, they're desperately trying to get the gap close to Vanquish, and so it'd be nice to see Slim doing something different to Vanquish. You know, try and get the win. Cartin just needs a bit of luck, but it'd be nice to see maybe all of the Greeks in the top 10 as well. Now, while we wait for Q2, if you don't mind, I'll very quickly do the standings.
Yes.
So we've got Vanquish, who's leading, and he actually had his first DNF in France. So he's been very consistent. And then we've got Slim, Cartin, Sam Stirs down into 4th, but he's missed the last 3 races, sorry. So he's got a bit of catching up to do. Eliarkos is the first of the Greeks. BP is in 6th. Lennon Morang is 7th. Andy Coe in the McLaren is 8th. Belko is 9th. Orr is 10th. Rafa, obviously no longer racing, but is old in 11th. Rockatoni is P12. Lucas is 13th. Orchard David is 14th. Crazy Power 15th. Geordie 16th. Mathis, I can't read that properly because it's a bit blurry on my phone, is 17th. Maznet is 18th. Randall Hopper 19th. Effie Master is 20th, so that is the current grid position. But it is worth noting that Vanquish does have a 22-point lead against Slim, so he has had quite a good. I'm looking at the stats now, and he's only finished 2 races off the podium this season so far. He finished 6th in Azerbaijan and DNF in France, compared to Slim, who's had 1, 2, 3. Who's had 3 races off the podium, 2 DNFs. So it just proves Vanquish really is Mr. Consistent.
And not only that though, well, I remember we were speaking to Vanquish when he finished in the top 3. I think it was after Canada, I believe, and he was so, I can't, it might have been Canada, he was just so calm and collected in that interview. It was just incredible. I'm usually like over the moon if I get any points minding. I'm like proper hyper, but he was just so calm and collected, and that was a difficult race as well, I believe, for Vanquish, and yet he was just calm, collected, and that's kind of what you need to be really in any terms of any sport really, but especially in a motorsport. It's kind of 50% a head game, and then of course 50% skill, isn't it really? But it's incredible.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously we spoke to him when we was covering for Canada and Spain, and he said, and I thought he was struggling, and I apologised to him, and he says, "Oh no, I was, but I just kept it on the road and kept it going," which, you know, it's what you've got to do. So there's he knows he's not going to be the quickest at every track, but he knows to keep the results just coming in and going. But Lucas has retired from the session. His name is ghosted. His Slim goes fastest with a 104.6.
Sorry, Dad, my bad. I just realised that Slim goes fastest on a 104.6. And that was on the super soft tyre. So remember, the super soft tyre is the middle range tyre as he locks his outside. Geordie has just gone second on a 104.9, as Christian has done as Balco has done a 104.9 as well. As Yor has done a 107 at the moment. He might want to go again on that one. We got the new boy of of SNRS in the Williams. He's on the ultra soft tires at the moment. He would like to get out there. Vanquish on the soft tire, only 5th fast at the moment. Crazy Power is done a 121 now. No worries, I aim to please. Dan Murphy there just again messaging us as Carton now goes across the line, and he's about to start his lap. I love the way Carton drives. He well, I think it was in Canada, he was just, I think it was Canada, it was one of those races where he was just exciting the car beautifully. I was just loving going on board with him. He's just, it's great to watch as Carton now comes out of turn 2 now. I don't care what the official racetrack map is, it's turn 2 to me. It's been turn 2 ever since they came back in '97, in my opinion. And now...
SNRS has hit the wall coming out of turn 3. He's over throttled it and lost half his front wing, so he'll be back in. So he's going to be a bit short on time now. So he's got to really pull it out.
Yeah, that's such a shame. I was wondering if he might try and go on the super soft tyre now, and he's gone wide coming in the pit. But we're going to join at Carton now, coming around the final corner, using all the curve and then some. DRS is open, and he's gone up to 5th at the moment, 104.8, 5th fast at the moment. So that's a reasonable time. But I think that these guys are going to have to cover themselves and come out again. As Orr is gone at 10th fast at the moment. Vanquish is down to 9th at the moment, so he's on the cusp. As Carl said, Lucas is out of the race. Out of the qualifying. He's retired for some reason, so I'm not sure what it was there. Is he? I don't think he's got a qualifying ban, has he? Because I think that they've all been well behaved. Sam Sturr goes fastest on a 104.2 on the ultra soft tires. I must add on that, but still a decent time. Yeah, I think everyone was pretty good in terms of there ain't no we haven't got no parish notices to say, have we? After France. And it did got a bit feisty towards the end, but I don't think there was anyone that got penalties in the end. It was all racing incidents, wasn't it? Indeed it was. As we're on board with Orr now, he's going to have another attempt by the looks. He's 800s down. There's a yellow flag in sector 2. I believe that was one of the cars going off in the background. As he's coming down to turn 3 now. See, as you can see, look at this. It's like straight, then stop, then straight, then stop, then straight again. And then in the middle sector is where it gets a bit flowing. I love the middle sector. You have to be precise and pinpoint in your braking and turn accuracy. It goes very well. You almost use the escape road there, but that is the optimum line it is to get around this twisty section. Now coming into the final 2 corners, almost wheel on the grass there from Orr, but he's into turn 8. Lovely. What about turn 9 now? We're back on board with Orr now. You can see he's got a bit of his fuel slashing. DRS is wide open, comes across the line. He's already in the 105.6 as he is still... He's improved by half a second, half a tenth, but he is still 11th at the moment. Vanquish is coming out now on the super soft tyre, so we're expecting him to jump up the order in a bit. There's FA in the Red Bull. Is coming around the final 2 corners as well. He's also on the soft tyre. Remember, FA made his debut in Monaco. He's going to have to go again though, unfortunately. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1 and 2. I think it's all just slowing down. But his teammate is now going out for a second run on the soft tyre. But FA made a great debut in Monaco. I was impressed with his debut in Monaco. Unfortunately, in Canada, I think Canada, he arrived late, didn't he? As we had awful problems in Canada, which was down to Codemasters, unfortunately. But hopefully they'll get their act together in the 2019 game. We're really looking forward to it. Coming out in June time, I believe, June, July, as it comes down to turn 3 now. Sorry, Carl, I'm hogging all the airtime.
There's not really a lot happening at the minute.
It's got very dark, and I think it's starting to rain. It started to rain. What did we say earlier? Oh dear. So these guys need to be out now. Vanquish is going to have to get a run in. FA is on a run now, coming into the final couple of corners. But has he made a mistake by going out on the soft tyre? He's going to be well down. There's also SNRS is out as well. But yeah, he's only done a 109, so that's not going to get him out. He's 3 seconds slower. It's now Vanquish then. We're on board with Vanquish he's in the second sector now, going all over that curve, almost touching the AstroTurf there. Oh, getting very...
SNRS is in the gravel trap at turn 3. Oh, Orr's retired.
Oh, FA retired, hasn't he, in the Red Bull? I think.
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't think he'd get any quicker or if he has crashed it. I think he has.
Oh, Vanquish is only 11th. He's only 11th. He needs another 10th to get into Q2. Into Q3,
Not
sorry.
gonna do it.
No, yeah.
Not going to do it. It's getting too wet. SNRS is out on the supers, but
yeah, he's struggling, isn't he?
It's coming onto the lap now. His Lennon's had a spin, but he's not. No one's improving that. So we've got the guys we're losing. It has to be Vanquish or Lucas, SNRS and Effie. No one's going to be improving that. You get maybe a lap 2 depending on certain types of weather, but yeah, I'm watching SNRS now. He's gone off at turn 2. No one's going to be improving now. That is game over. DRS has been disabled. So
yeah, when DRS is disabled, that's usually the end game, isn't it? Little plug there for Avengers if anyone's a Marvel fan. Can't wait to see that. Anyway, yeah, that's usually game over, isn't it? Really.
Your pumps are getting worse.
I know.
Sounds like someone who's got 2 kids who sat down at pub. You need some new pickup lines. Oh, SNRS gets a big tank slapper.
Yeah,
that's admitted his fate. So oh, Jesus. It's like watching Colin McRae, this is. No, Vanquish is way out of position there. I mean, if you start on the softs and go long, but that's going to be music to Slim's ears. Seeing Vanquish down in 11th.
And talking to Slim, he's now on the intermediate tire, so obviously he's just trying to get his eye in for Q3, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, there's 4.5 minutes left. You know, there might be a few of them that'll come out now just to get some wet practicing. Not many people actually practice for the wet, unless your name's Blaz, who likes to be very quick. But for the likes of me, I would be out there just getting a few laps on the belt, but at the same time you're risking crashing the car and starting, 10th, so you've got to really keep it smooth.
It's very treacherous in the wet as well, isn't it? Because your braking points change as well, don't they? Your braking points change, and you've got to control the throttle and everything, especially depending on what assist you use as well. Because I think that you use manual gears, don't you? And you have a TC as off or medium, don't you? I bet that's a challenge in the wet, isn't it?
I do manual gears, no traction control, I've recently turned all my ABS and that off. I'm just a typical pad user, so when it comes to the wet, you've got to very concentrate. You've got to time your gear changes perfectly, coming in and out of corners, short shift. You've got to use your engine braking, to full effect, so it's quite difficult. I mean, these guys will have it a little bit easier. Most of them are wheel users, but for the likes of me who just use a £50 pad from Argos, it's quite difficult.
It definitely is. I've tried using manual gears. It's really hard. To be honest, I find it hard anyway, especially if anyone's ever seen me try and race. To be honest, it's difficult to watch. If you ever see me try and race, yeah, it's I do struggle. I do have a lot of assists on. Because I'm not really ashamed to admit it, to be honest, because this is a tough game, this is, and you have to be almost superhuman to actually drive without these assists on. And as we're watching Slim now coming across the line, of course, because it's wet now, you can see, look at that, he's almost 8 seconds slower now. That's how much the track is deteriorated in the last couple of minutes. As we're now watching the man who's fastest in Q2 at the moment, so Samster in the second Ferrari. At the moment it's a Ferrari 1-2. I wonder if that'll be the same in a Q3 coming up in a couple of moments' time. I think everyone.
I think if it's wet, if it will be wet, I think it'll be advantage Slim.
Yeah, he's looking very good out there on the wet, on those inter tyres. He's looking very comfortable. We're just going to have a look at Samster now to see how he does in the wet. And but yeah, it's, at the moment, so everyone in the top 10 I think was on the super soft tyre, apart from Samster, who's on the ultra soft, I believe. Hopefully I'm right on that one. We'll find out in a minute when we get on the formation of that.
Everybody's on super apart from Sam, who's started on ultras.
So that'll be a advantage to Sam getting off the line, but of course the ultra softs will deteriorate a lot quicker than the super soft tyres. But the tyre wear is not, as you touched on earlier though, it's not really that bad around here, is it? You can mix your strategy and still get a good result here, unlike other tracks.
No, it's not a bad tyre wear circuit, you know, because it's high paced, but I'd still expect Sam to be in with about lap 10, and then with the guys starting on the supers, they'll be in about like 15, 16, how many laps 50% races, but it'll be advantage Sam off the line and for the first 3 to 4 laps, but as soon as his supers start cooling it, as soon as his ultras start cooling off, then the rest of the pack will close in. So it's a bit of a risky move from Sam, but you know Sam is quick, so I think it will be an interesting race. Vanquish is out there though, he's on the he's gone out on the Inter, so obviously he's getting a bit of practice in just in case it is a wet race, and obviously strategy goes out the window. But
yeah guys, if it is a wet race, do you want to like give us a clue and tell us if it is or not? Then again, actually, part of the fun is guessing, really. So maybe you don't want to. So we're now on board with Carton, and Carton just trying out on the Inters as well, as we've got 8 seconds left of the Q2 session. Apologies about the anticlimactic Q2 session, but obviously this has kind of helped us in the race as well, because we're going to see Vanquish come through the field, and hopefully we can see FA come through the field as well, and maybe we can see the 2 Greeks, and there's a Force India well off the track there. I think it was Yor who's decided to call it a day and come into the pits. So that's our Q2 over. So we've got Samster, Slim, Belko, Wishbone, Geordie, Yor, Carton, Crazy, Hilsarap and Lennon are all through into Q3. So yeah, we're just finishing off then. So a couple of guys are just finishing their lap, and I think it's just only one guy actually out there at the moment, and that's Slim. So we're on board with Slim now. You can see that he's still going over the white lines there, isn't he? Usually that's a big no-no. I must admit I stay well away from the white lines when it's wet. But you see Slim's looking very comfortable on those white lines. Goes very wide into turn 8. Bit of opposite lock there. Oh, look at that! Lovely bit of drifting as he crosses the line. Maybe he knew he was on the stream there and just wanted to show off a bit. So yeah, that's the end of Q2 now for sure this time. I wonder if we're going to need full wet tyres for the Q3 session, because it is looking a bit more heavier out
there. Maybe. I mean, I've pulled some absolute blinders with weather the last 3 weeks. Obviously, IRC Super League, I went on the wets while everyone stayed behind the safety car on Inters, and I believe you followed me in, didn't you?
I did, but not to great effect.
I had too many penalties. I had too many penalties, so I dropped back down. And then in other races that have happened over the last week, I just something about the mixed weather and when to change. I just seem to do really well, and you know. But it'd be interesting to see if it is a full wet, and if so, can they get onto the Inters, or if it's Inters, can they get onto the dries before the end and, you know, try and steal that pole?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more. It's a lot more tactical, isn't it? When there's weather changes. That is a heavy rain as well. I reckon that'll be wet, won't it?
Yeah, I'd say that is full wet. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, really hard. So. Yeah, I believe it is. I'm just sending an invite to Vanquish to see if we can get a few words from him to, you know, see what went wrong, or.
I'd like to see if he's still as calm as what he normally is. I was wondering. As comes out of the pits now, it's crazy power. They're still on the intermediate tyres, so they're coming out straight away. Because I'm wondering if they're trying to get the best weather condition as quickly as possible. You can see it's a very awkward exit to this pit lane, so you've got to be on your toes really coming out of the pits. Of course, these guys do not use pit assist, so you can easily just go slam into the outside barrier into turn 1, which would not be very good. Yeah, a couple of F1 drivers have done that in the past as well, haven't they, where they've crashed coming out the pits. I remember Berger doing it in 1993 Portugal. Gosh, I'm showing my age again. But yeah, I remember that happening. But I think he had a suspension failure, so we should be fair to Gerhard Berger there. But definitely one person.
How old are you?
I'm 3 decades in a month's time. I'm 30. I know. Oh.
But it is to note though, both Ferraris come out together, so Slim and Sam may be working a little bit together, but I mean the number 4 and the number 19 Ferraris always work pretty well together, so.
Yeah, they have. They've since Australia. They've really they're really the model citizens for teammates, aren't they? It's crazy power. Having a bit of troubles getting the power down there, and the Renault of I think it's Geordie who's all over the back of him, and that's not going to harm Geordie too much. As this is going to be like a bit of a racing session, isn't it? Coming up to turn 2. Oh, this is going to be good. This is going to get a bit tasty.
But no, going back to your point, Sam and Slim, they've worked so well together ever since obviously becoming teammates. I remember in China they made the agreement not to overtake each other until the big straight, so they'd get the gap and stuff like that. It's amazing, like 2 complete strangers have become teammates and work that well together that quick. So.
Yeah, I think the real Ferrari team needs to take notes really, instead of swapping people around left right as they did in China.
Yeah, it's the real F1. It needs to go back how it was with no team orders, but
yeah, it's unfortunate. Team orders has been around for a very long time. I remember they did ban it, didn't they, in 2010 after the fiasco with Massa and Alonso. And look at that, the back end stepping out there on crazy power. So he's going to be the first one to set a time, and he's out. It's a bit of a venture. I think Geordie has dropped off a bit, so 113 we're on now. Geordie is second on the 115. Who is going to be next? We've got Carton, who's up into first, and then we've got Yor, who's now in second. What about Samster now goes up into first position on the 112. Oh, they're coming across the line thick and fast, aren't they? As we've got both Renaults.
Only managed third.
Yeah, he's definitely want to go again, isn't he? And we've got Wishbone, who is now up into pole position currently. He's a 10th quicker than Samster. Wishbone is, of course. Remember, Wishbone is actually the former Orchard David.
Lemon goes 4th, so Slim's down to 5th. So it weren't a great first lap from Slim.
No, then what would your tactics be? Would you fuel the car up and just keep going round and round and round, or would you come back in for a new set of inters?
It depended on what the weather said. So if it was going to stay the same, I'd fuel the car for a few extra laps. If it was going to get worse, then I wouldn't. Oh. I'd go for 2 laps. So Geordie's retired. I've just seen that on.
Yeah, he's gone to the outside barrier, just coming out of turn 7. That's a hell of a crash, that is. So for Geordie, and that's unfortunate really, because I don't think he got a very good first time in. And I thought his teammate never went to the side of him there. So yeah, so Samster goes at second now. So I think it was Samster. Sorry, I was just in a flash on the on the side there. As Geordie's teammate Hillis Rapp is now up into 8th position, and he's done a 14 flat there. Notice we're 10 seconds slower almost, because we was doing 104s in the Q1 and Q2.
Yeah, the weather's definitely taken a part in this. Belco's abandoned his lap and is back in the pit lane.
And Yor keeps going on, so Yor is looking very comfortable in these weather conditions at the moment on the inters. I think this will be his 3rd lap. Look at that, opposite lot, lovely bit of driving from Yor. Now he's coming into the sweeping sector 2. See, there's a dry line there. That's where you need to keep. You need to keep it inside that racing line. As he's gone wide, he's gone a bit wide in turn 6, and this is where Geordie crashed unfortunately in the Renault, and is out of qualifying. I think he could have gone a bit harder than that really, because he got quite held up by Crazy in his first lap, and Yor comes into the pits. So I was enjoying that lap from Yor. So Yor's into pits. Carton comes back out. We got Slim, who is also on a lap. Is he coming in the pits? He is coming in the pits. So all the guys are now coming back in pits, and Crazy Power getting very close to the wall there.
Yeah, there's a little kink. I think the car's just snapped back on him, so it's common, but he's low on fuel anyway, so I expect him into the pits, and then he'll refuel and go again.
That's a very good point, actually. This track is quite a deadly track in the wet, isn't it? As Geordie can probably attest to it, because there's so many like kinks, isn't there? Which there's nothing corners in the dry, but in the wet, you could just go, you can just go flying into the sea in the accident, can't you?
Yeah, it's quite a very easy track to lose it, even on these straights. So it's unfortunate for Geordie to be caught out, but he just needs to refresh and go again.
Yeah, he does. And of course, this is a long old race. This is Austria. I think it's 30 odd laps, 35, something like that, maybe even longer than that. So it's a short track, but there's a lot of laps to go around here. And to be honest, it's an old school track as well, so the barriers are close in. We can get safety cars, we can get all sorts here. Unfortunately, I don't think Vanquish is in the mood for talking at the moment. Maybe he's just getting focused for the race and trying to make up some positions. But hopefully we'll hear from Vanquish after the race and see how he got on, because we'd like to know what we'd like to know did he know about the wet weather conditions were coming in, or was it just a mistake?
I'm sure the engineers would have told them, or they'd have seen it on the computer screen in front of them, so it could have been an error from Vanquish, or he could have just been struggling to get the tyres warmed up.
Yeah, because remember, he did go on the super soft tyre. Look at that! The back end stepping out there for Sam Sturr. I think he's enjoying these conditions, and of course he's in the Ferrari, as he is just trying. He needs to find a 1/10 of a second to get in front of Wishbone in the Mercedes, and coming through now to complete sector 2. Of course, Geordie went off to the left hand side of that screen now. Unfortunately for him, we're now on board with the side pod of the Ferrari. Look at that, look at the, and he's coming into the pits now. So Sam Sturr on a bit of adventure out there, but he needs to find 3/10. We've got just under 4 minutes to go of this Q3 session. As I don't think it was really making any improvements. Do you think it's the weather? It's just it's got worse, hasn't it? I don't think they're all struggling. Having said that, yours has gone 6/10 quicker, so that just shows how much I know.
It doesn't look to get anywhere, so his Balco's now gone 8th. But there's Slim, who's not gone any quicker. He's locked up going into 1. Oh, snap oversteer on the curb, so that's done and dusted already. How's Carthen doing? He's coming in, he's out of fuel.
And we're watching the second Renault, who's on a bit of an adventure as well, and really getting on the inside of the barrier. Of course, his teammate just crashed towards on the outside of that screen just a minute ago. Unfortunately, look at this, a lot of opposite lock. With 2 minutes to go, we just want to give a shout out to of course, Mr. Dave Shaw, because he's doing some wedding stuff tonight. So yeah, I hope it all goes well, and yeah, and he'll be back in the commentary box very soon. I'm sure you guys miss him, especially with us two in here. But you know, it ain't too bad being the reserve commentary team, is it? As now his wrap is coming out of turn 2. He's almost out of fuel there, and Samster's name disappeared up there for a minute. We're just seeing if anyone is
rejoined the lobby, so I wonder if he's had a quick disconnection problem.
Well, hopefully that we have no disconnection problems in the race, really, because it's such a shame to see, especially on the formation lap. It really breaks if we got a yellow flag in second 2, and that's his wrap out of the race, out of qualifying. I'm wondering if it's where his teammate binned it, because he was looking very lively there. Unfortunately, we haven't got anyone coming past that section at the moment. So I'm wondering if it's where his teammate lost it earlier on in the session.
I've just been informed by Vanquish that he didn't have any information about the rain, so he was indeed caught off guard by the rain coming. And then he wasn't expecting it to come so quick, and when he went to set his lap, he obviously ran out of time and weather, so unfortunate for Vanquish. But sometimes Jeff doesn't like me either, he never tells me anything, so But obviously Vanquish will have choice of tyres, so he could start on whatever he wants.
To be honest, sometimes a lot of drivers do prefer to start 11th over 10th or 9th or say, and that's generally down to the tyre life, isn't it? So
yeah,
every little advantage, isn't it, is that we're watching Slim come around the final corner, and he is still a second slower, and I think that all the guys, well, Samster has definitely admitted defeat. Now we got Carton out on the full wet tyre, so yeah, it's definitely, we thought it's been getting worse gradually, and now we're going to be on board Carton, so we're just going to enjoy this lap of Carton. Look at that, he's I think he's on the now lap, that's what I was going to say, he's nearly 2 minutes, that can't be right. So yeah, Carton now, we're just going to enjoy this lap around Spielberg, the Red Bull ring, or the Österreich ring, when it was called back in the 80s. Now coming on the back straight. So I think a lot of these guys are now going to be thinking about the race. They know where they're going to start. So we got Wishborn on pole position in the Mercedes, alongside him with Samster. Third is Yor. I think Yor is making his debut as well. So brilliant qualifying position from Yor. Carson, who we're on board with now, and is in fourth position. Fifth is Lennon. Sixth is Slim. He's right down that moment. He'd be disappointed to be on sixth. Crazy Power is 7th, Christian Balco is 8th, and we've got both Renaults 9th and 10th. So that grid is looking pretty immense for the race, which is coming up in about 3 minutes time. So yeah, don't go away. This is going to get very feisty. As Carton just went straight on there. Oh, lovely 360-degree spin there. Beautiful stuff. So Carton's out as well then. So I think that is everyone done and dusted then, so we're just waiting for Yor, and he has finished as well. So here we go then, the main event then. It's race time. I wonder what the weather's going to be like.
Oh, I've just been given XP for this.
I know, this is the easiest XP I've ever got. So then there's our grid then. So we're ready now for as Orchard David. Come on, Wishbone. I think Orchard David is Wishbone. I really hope he is now, because I've been calling that all through the session. Oh dear. Oh, right. Here we go. Of course, this track returned back to the Formula 1 calendar back in 2014 after a almost 11-year absence, because I think last time they raced before then was 2003. But yeah, it came back, and I remember that race being yeah, I just remember that race of Red Bull having a really awful race. Vettel starting his car, stopping, and starting his car again. I think one of the better races I remember is when Hamilton and Rosberg collided with each other in 2016. That was a good end to the race. Of course, I was a super Hamilton fan, and I was loving it when Rosberg broke his wing.
See, I'm not a fan of Hamilton. I don't like him.
I can see why though, because he kind of yeah, he's not everyone's cup of tea, is he? Vettel, Hamilton has got a formation lap now, but yeah, I know what you mean. A lot of people don't like Hamilton, but I must admit, when Hamilton first came to F1, I was loving the fact that I was just loving the fact there was a Brit like right up there, because up until that point our top Brit was Jenson Button, who yeah, we got his qualification already, which is Jenson Button, who had a good season in 2004, but and won in 2006 in Hungary, but really wasn't exactly a Brit fighting at the front constantly. And then we had Coulthard, who was, no offence to him, was kind of outclassed by Hakkinen and Schumacher. Anyway, let's go through the grid. There's me.
Coulthard was Scottish. He's not actually British.
Coulthard was. I think Coulthard is one of my first favourite drivers. I loved Coulthard.
I loved Coulthard, yeah, but he was a typical Scotsman.
Definitely, with that square face. And anyway, let's go through the running order. We've got 36 laps around the around the Austrian Grand Prix circuit. So we got Wishbone on pole position. We got Samster alongside him on row 1. Row 2 we got Yor making his debut. Brilliant qualifying performance from Yor in 3rd position. Carton is 4th. We got Lennon 5th. Slim is 6th. Might be disappointed with that. 7th is Crazy. 8th is Balco. 9th is Hizarap. 10th is Jordy. Of course, this is his second race in the Elite Series, in IRC Elite. And 11th position is Vanquish. Of course, he got caught out by the raid, but he's on the soft tyre, so we expect him to feature prominently in the second part of the race, maybe even before then. Or is 12th. 13th is Lucas. 14th is SNRS. 15th is FA, and 16th is Rocketoni. So you can see then we've got Vanquish and Or on the soft tyre, we've got Rocketoni on the soft tyre, and we've also got Lucas on the soft tyre as well. So here we go, what a shot. You can see Carton well out of his box there.
I've just noticed that. That'd be an aborted F1 start if that happened, but...
yeah, it's not great. And 5 sets of lights are on, away we go. There's a bit of a delay, but now we're off now. So good start by Wishbone. Samster is alongside, he tucks in alongside him down to turn 1. Then we got to Carton having a diving up into 3rd position already. So and everyone using the runoff areas. We've got a couple of guys off the track, but I don't think, and Lucas is off. Sorry, not Lucas.
SNRS is backwards.
Yeah,
Williams.
Unfortunately, a bit of a horrid
start for both Williams.
Yeah, unfortunate for SNRS, and you can see getting very tasty down into turn 2 there, as FA on the super soft tyre is really making him work. He's up to 12th now and flying through the field, so he's had the best start so far. He's at 3 positions, as is at Rocketoni as well. Unfortunately, the biggest losers in there, and Rocketoni trying to defend for more, as we got Crazy Power getting by Slim. Slim having a bit of a hard start there in the Ferrari. He's down to 8th at the moment, as the Crazy Power has got by as well. Christian Balco is up 2. He's up into 6th at the moment. So Samster's taking the lead. I apologise. I've been focused on the back. Samster takes the lead. He is in front now of Wishbone, who is 2nd. 3rd position is Carton. But look at this. Yeah, I thought that I don't know what happened there, to be honest. It was just me getting too excited. Carton is now right on the back of the Mercedes, so lap 1 completed then. So we've got a 1 second lead already. Samster has over Wishbone. Then we've got Carton. Then we've got Lennon. Yor is now down to 5th position, I believe, as he's struggling on these opening couple of laps. Of course, making his debut, he's got to adjust as. He's too far back at the moment, but Crazy Power's not too far back from Christian Balco. That's a lunge and a half. He's going to make contact. He's made contact with Yor. We got a contact at the back as well. Christian Balco is going to the back of Crazy Power. Has he damaged his front wing? I didn't see any debris come off. Did you see any debris, Carl? Sorry, I was just...
No, I'm looking now. There is no damage. There's a big lock up for the Sauber. Yeah, but, no damage, luckily. I was just keeping my eye... I've missed this battle because I was keeping an eye on... I was having a quick look at Rocketoni and obviously the back guys, because I was just seeing if any of them got big damage, but the camera angles aren't helping me very much.
No, the camera angles are really nice to for the photographer point of view, but I'm not sure Crazy Power has got... Oh, Christian Balco is coming in the pits. He has got damage, I think. It must be enough then for him to come in the pits. Slim is now up into 6th position, and is anyone else in the pits as well? As now here comes the Renault, the 2 Renaults fighting. So here's a wrap, and I
do take it back. Christian Balco is having a new front wing, but it didn't look like he had any damage. It might just be as simple as an end plate, but this is a track you don't really want to run with even the slightest bit of damage. So
no, even if it's
Balco is bad luck.
Oh,
again, it's just continuing.
Crazy Power, I'm in a bit of a crazy lunge there. He is down to 12th now. I think the Crazy Power might have some damage as well. He's falling down the field. He's now beyond Rocketoni and Or as Or goes by. As
yes, he's missing the complete left side of his wing.
I wonder why he didn't come in the pits. Maybe.
Well, I think he may have just actually hit somebody else because he went really wide at turn 2. So I wonder if that's just been orientated, but.
Yeah. I think he had a bit of a...
up to 12.
Oh, sorry to cut in. Vanquish and Jordy, they're getting very, very close. Jordy's coming into the pits now, and I think that Jordy pushed off Vanquish off the track there, but Vanquish is now up to 8th. As now he's got.
I did notice Vanquish was running over the board on the grass. I thought Effie was going for it. Then he backs out, but Williams just carried on. And Lucas making his own track.
And now FE going up the inside of Vanquish. Look at Vanquish, look at that. Oh,
he's pushed off. He's allowed to do that. But
it's firm but fair, I suppose.
Struggling on the softs again, like the Super League last week for a couple of the drivers. The softs just aren't warming up and gripping. Yeah, Vanquish is up tonight, and so far Slim's got to be kicking himself. His championship rival is 9th, and he's only in 6th. So Slim really needs to put his foot down. He's I've lost everything there.
Carton's now got a 3-second penalty already. Remember, he had quite a lot in France, quite a few penalties, so hopefully he doesn't get that many here. He's now on the back of Wishbone in the Mercedes. At the moment, Samster, remember, Samster's on the ultra-soft tyre, so that is why he's pulling away at the moment. Or generally he could have more pace, but obviously he needs to make hay whilst the sun is shining. And now we're having the battle then between Wishbone and Carton for 2nd position at the moment. Our battles we got Yor on the back of Lennon Moran, but Lennon Moran, sorry, just Lennon in 5th position. Slim is 6th at the moment. And we got Orr and Rocket Tony having a good old battle in the 2nd corner. Orr comes out on top of that one. And we got a 3-second penalty for Geordie, who is dropped down to 14th, unfortunately. And a Balco 15th from Crazy Power in 16th. So
Crazy Power has pitted now, by the way, so he's on the softs as Belco.
Oh, there's contact! He's got DRS. This isn't over, unfortunately. And now we're going on the outside into turn 3. Of course, Jordy's got super soft tyres on compared to Balco on the super soft. Balco's got the inside line. Is he going to force him off the track? No, this is great stuff. Wheel to wheel stuff coming out round into turn 4 now. Oh, there's damage again. Balco's got damage again. And oh no. I'm not really sure how to call that one as he's gone off the track again. So that it's just unfortunate for Balco, isn't it? There is that was great wheel to wheel racing up until turn 4, and that is bad damage as well. As Carl said, it's very hard to race around here with a broken front wing. That is such a shame for Balco.
He's bringing it in now, so
the last couple of weeks,
quite far behind the pack now, so
it's a shame for Balco as well, because Balco in the last couple of weeks has started to get himself back in the points and started to get himself up into healthy positions, but unfortunately this is a bit of an off day at the moment for Balco, and I think I'm not really sure if it's been his fault or not, or if he's just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. We might have to rewatch those back later on in the race, but feel sorry for Balco there, as we're now on board with Yor on his debut. He's having a great race out there at the moment. Of course, he did qualify 3rd. He is down to 5th at the moment, but he's getting very interested in Lennon for 4th. Well, we got a close battle between FA and Vanquish, and I think that Vanquish's tyres are now up to temperature, and he's starting to look a bit more interested now in the Red Bull.
Oh, Yor's going for it. He's on the outside. Will he get the switch back?
Oh, he's gone a bit wide.
Lennon goes wide.
And Lennon comes back onto the track on the grass, and Lennon now tucks right in for the slipstream, and now we've got a lovely onboard camera of the halo, so he's up the inside going into turn 4, and he's done it. And but look at this, you're going for the switchback here in the force, isn't you? Brilliant stuff from the 69 car driver, and he is up into 4th, but he's got a bit wide, so Lennon having another look, but Yor closes the door. Brilliant stuff.
Slim 1.3 seconds back from this battle, so it'll close up a little. We've got yellow flags in set to 2. We did have.
I'm trying to work out where that was really, because everyone looked like they was pointing in the Vanquish has touched FA. Vanquish has touched FA into turn 8. He is on the I thought he was going to go into the Williams then. Oh dear.
Can I just note, because every time I say this, that the Elite don't use ghosting.
They don't use ghosting.
No, ghosting is
it's on.
So
okay.
They won't hit each other if anyone spins.
And Vanquish got a 3-second penalty. Yeah. And he's wiggling left and right there to try and get his tyres up to temperature by look. And Carton has gone up to 2nd now. Carton, look at this. This is getting very tasty for the battle for 2nd position. And Balco just behind him. Of course, Balco is unfortunately a lap down. Wishbone has got a... they've made contact. And Carton's gone wide. As Wishbone's back up in second, probably with a bit of force there. Ooh, we're only on lap 8. This is going to be a long race for me and my voice, isn't it? And look, Carton all over the back.
It's getting very argy-bargy out there.
It is, isn't it? Carton's got another 3-second penalty. And of course, Balco is not on the lead lap, same lap as these guys, which is unfortunate because he's been tangled up in a couple of. We've got a yellow flag in sector 3, and it's quite.
I think that was just the Balco slowing down on the start-finish to let everyone else through.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. That was, yeah.
But can I just say something? With Wishbone and Carton battling, Sam's got his gap up to 4.2 seconds. So this is playing into Sam's hands.
It is. It definitely is, and of course that's around a decent territory to come in and make a stop. And as Carton, remember, it does take a lot longer than that. But I think that usually the teams are after like a 5-second interval between the car behind to make a stop. And got a yellow flag in sector 2. Yeah, so Christian Balco, who's off again. He's in the gravel. And he's called it a day, unfortunately. It's a shame for Balco there, but he's had a bit of a tough day, hasn't he, out there, unfortunately. Involved in 2 or 3 separate incidents there, so yeah, shameful.
I think he might get a bit of a talking to about leaving the session and not retiring the car, but...
Yeah, because he's parked on the outside of turn 3, but I just said ghosting him, but otherwise I would have got a bit more excited there. But talking again excited, let's go on board now with Yor, who's right up alongside Carton. Carton's got DRS because he's still within a second behind Wishbone, goes on the outside. Yor does, he's trying for the cutback. Carton rear end is getting a bit loose.
Slim's gone wide, sorry, Slim went wide at turn 2 and lost out to Lennon.
Indeed, so Slim down to 6. So whilst the championship rival was having a difficult day, so is Slim. He locks up and then goes into the back of Lennon. So yeah, he should really be capitalising. While Samster is now, the gap is down to 4 seconds, and it's hovering between 3.8 and 4 seconds. Ed. So Samster, I wonder if he's losing life in his tyres now. That is bang on the lap that you said that they're going to need to come into the pits for the ultra soft runners.
Yeah, Sam stays out. He might have made a mistake because he's lost 5/10. So
I tell you what, this has been great racing so far. Yeah, a bit of argy-bargy and a bit of some areas have been like, ooh, as we've got another 3-second penalty there for Yor, but now Slim is now lining up Lennon Meringue, Lennon, and he's now into 5th now, and bit of an easy move there for Slim. And what we got, Christian Balco's Ghost getting involved. Of course, so that shouldn't cause too many issues. Carter's now all over the back of Wishbone. Wishbone.
Is it going to lunge it now?
I thought he was then. As Geordie's now up into 13th position. He's got in front of SNRS, making his debut down in 14th position at the moment in the second Williams. His teammate Lucas is up into 9th at the moment. And he is the first of the soft runners. So yeah, he's going to go very far into this race. We're staying with this battle here for 2nd position because this is becoming a bit tasty. As we've got the Mercedes then of Wishbone, then we've got Carton, and then we've got Yor. Lovely helicopter shot here of the last turn, going over the grid hatchings. And we've got a 3-second penalty there for the second Renault, for the Renault driver because of rap. I really need to learn how to say his name. we got a 3-second penalty for Slim as well. As now they're coming up to turn 2. I think Carton's too far away here, but I'm not sure if Yor is. Is Yor going to have a look? No, not quite. As look at this, the battle for second. Oh, Carton's had a bit of a slip there, and he's going to drop behind Yor, is he? Yeah, because Yor's got the momentum, so Yor's now up into 3rd position. Is Carton going to have a go into turn 4? No, he's missed his braking point completely. Oh, that was close. Wow. Carton on a bit.
Slim within 6/10 of Carton. Carton's going backwards.
Yeah, he's
the gap between Sam and Wishbone is really coming down now.
It is, isn't it?
Sam has to be coming in.
Yeah, what tyre do you reckon he's going to go on? Is he going to go on the soft tyre? He's coming in now. Good call. So,
yeah. I reckon he'll go into the softs.
Do you reckon he can get to the end of the softs from here?
Yeah, 22 laps easy. And yeah, he's putting on the softs on.
Lovely stuff. As we're back on board with Yor now, who is in second position, having a great race out there. Is Slim and Lennon, and we've got Carton in the pits as well. So Carton, who was on the super soft tires, is in exactly the same time as Samster. So he comes out the pits now. He's just behind Vanquish. Vanquish is now up to 8, but he's behind Samster at the moment. Samster's going to be under a lot of pressure now from Lucas. Lucas is going on the inside, going to turn 2. He breezes by because, of course, Samster's
going to follow him.
I think it's because the tyres are not up to temperature there. Carton is 9th at the moment, so we're getting a lot of pit stops now. As Geordie is in the pits, we've got a Haas in the pits now. As Rocket Tony as well. Rocket Tony's lost damage his front wing by the look, so he's changing a new one. Slim is down in 15th position. What happened there? Oh, we got Wishbone's in the pits, but Slim is down to 15th. Have I missed something completely? No, I think we have. But Slim is for some reason right down the back of the field. I'm trying to work out what that is. And Lennon goes up into. Is that a problem with Codemasters, or is he generally dropped down to 15?
I think he couldn't have to drop down because.
No, Slim's not back up to second. So yeah, it's on Codemasters is down to 25 by that.
Oh, don't put it out like that.
I was like, what? I was like crying then because I thought we missed something major. As we got the flag in sector 2. And that's one of the Renaults which is going slow.
Yeah, I think that might be Jordan. No, it's Hill.
Here's the wrap, and going up the inside of Lucas is going up to the inside of Lucas now, and he's now moved up to 7th position. Of course, remember he was the top running super soft tire, but now that is now it's Vanquish who hasn't made a stop yet, and he's right behind Samster. And yeah, I'm quite surprised how early Carton coming to the pits. He was on the super soft tires as well, and we got a Renault around.
I think he may have. Oh, Hills. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on a bit of a nightmare now, isn't he? He's lost his end of his front wing. That's the left end plate that has gone off. So he will probably be coming in now as we've got another penalty. You can see this track is very easy to get penalties, isn't it? Around here, as we've got Slim in the pits, and he's coming out of the pits now. He's on the soft tires, so we think he's going to go to the end. As now this is getting pretty tasty, isn't it? Going up into turn 2. So yours defending from Carton and Wishbone. And Carton goes on the outside. Oh no, Wishbone has gone into the back.
Wishbone's in the back of him.
Yeah, that's it. That's not good. That's damaged his front end plate, isn't it? But we're going to stay with Carton. Carton, look at that! You're not only giving him a car's whip. As Carton goes a bit wide, you're coming back on the inside and doing the cutback. But remember, Carton has got the inside line going into turn 4. But no, he sneaks back on. No, Yor had the momentum now, didn't he? And he's back up into 5th position. Great racing from Yor. Very impressive debut, isn't it? Vanquish is now up to 3rd. So unfortunately,
he's down in 8th, but I think Wishbone's going to be back in this lap.
Yeah, that's a shame, isn't it? That's a shame. That's his race. That's his race over with now in terms of fighting for the win. Yor again, and so I think Vanquish is in the pits, isn't he? No, then, sorry.
Yep. Oh, Wishbone's left the session.
Oh no, that's a shame for Wishbone. As much as I said he was out of the race, he wasn't out of the race. He was just out of the running for the lead. As Vanquish comes out now in 9th position, so just behind Orr. Orr has to make a stop. Lemon doesn't have to make a stop. Lemon right on the back of Slim again. Slim only 6th at the moment. As we've missed Yor going by Lucas. Lucas has now got to defend from Carton. Of course, Lucas has to come in the pits, as does FA. So at the moment, Samster is going to be all over the back of FA, and I think that FA is got a yellow flag in sector 3. We've got a retirement, unfortunately.
Oh, and Rocketoni's gone as well.
Oh, do you reckon they collided? They must have collided into turn 3, and turn 3 in sector 3, and yeah, it's. That's one of the Williams is in the barrier going into the pit lane. That's not good.
Yeah. SNRS is in the pit lane wall, but Rocketoni's further on. I think they may have retired in the pit lane. Because he's put brand new tyres on, so I wonder if he's crashed it in the pit lane, at the exit. He's got next to his name, 0 laps of tyres, so...
Oh dear, he hasn't done a coup for it, has he?
He has.
No, a burger.
At the end of the pit lane.
Oh dear. So unfortunate for Rocket Tony, so he's out, as is the debutant SNRS. That's such a shame for SNRS. He's had a bit of a difficult day, but yeah, this is a tough. And Lucas having a good old sniff at karting for the battle for third, but Lucas has done 16. Is on lap 16 old tyres there, so yeah, I don't think he would have made that move stick. Carlton's now got to get after Yor again. So at the moment we've got Samster on 4 lap old tyres. We've got Yor's on 2 lap old tyres. So I wonder if the tyres could degrade, Yor might be in the box seats coming in this race. He could go on and win his first ever race. Wow, what a debut that would be. As Carton now full. Lucas is staying out there at the moment, so is he trying to get onto the ultra soft tyres? If he is, he's going to be blistering towards the end of this race.
Yeah, it must be.
And we got
it's still got... Oh, one of the Renaults is retired as well.
Yeah, he's and Lennon's out as well. Lennon's out. Lennon's out of the race, so what's going on there? As we're trying to... So, well, we've just seen there hit a wrap, just really, recovering. So we're just having a look for the Haas, and it looks like, is he retired in the pit lane as well? Because he looked like he was on the pit straight. Oh dear, well, I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment. Bear with us. We'll get there in a bit. So we're watching Slim and Lucas now fight for 4th and 5th position. And Lucas, of course, he's on quite older tyres than everyone around him. His Vanquish is now on the super soft tyres, and he has got 2 lap, and he's on 2 lap old super soft tyres.
Lennon's retired in the pit lane as well.
I wonder why.
Renault lost it at turn. Must have lost it on the exit of turn 3, and weirdly both passers have retired in the pit lane. So. Yeah, very weird, but we're only down to 11 runners.
Yeah, it's very odd that is. Yeah, because he was still within contention of points. I wouldn't have retired if I was in the points, but yeah, they do. A lot of these guys do have quite high aims for themselves, don't they? As Lucas is now getting a bit interested in Slim, but of course we've just seen Slim overtake Lucas into turn 1. Lucas is going on the outside. Slim locks up, but yeah, I think I wonder if Lucas might. Call it a day on that one, because of course he's going to be coming into the pit soon, so I assume we're going on to the ultra soft tyres. So these guys are now getting a bit spread out. So Wishbone the Cook is left the session, but he's 9th at the moment, but he will not get any points if he does finish there, because which I doubt he will, because Aura's now coming up to the back of him. Because he's not in the car, he's not driving, it's just the AI driving. Wishbone will not get any points, so yeah, so Wishbone is out of this race. So it would be Orr who would go up to 9th now, and I believe that we've still got 16 laps to go. So so Geordie will get up to 10th as well. He's had a bit of a tough race, Geordie has. He looks like he has the pace, but unfortunately stuck on the wall in qualifying, and there's yeah, just had a bit of a tough afternoon. So I think we've only got 10 runners, haven't we? Because both Mercedes are just cruising around, even though they're out of the race, because their cars are ghosting.
We've got 10 runners. That's it. So,
well, according to the tyres, Lennon was on the intermediates when he retired. So do you reckon that Codemasters?
Oh yeah.
Do you reckon Codemasters might have stuck it to him there, and he was like, nope, just call it a day now. Because they've done that with
Lennon has said he was not carrying on if he wasn't in the points. He didn't see the points, so he basically thought he was getting no points, so he just retired the car.
That's fair enough. At the moment, though, if he was still in the race, I think he would be in the points, wouldn't he? So
yeah.
Carton's now dropped back from yours, now a 3-second gap. Slim is up in 2nd, Vanquish is up to 3rd now as Lucas finally comes into the pits. Now he is going on the super soft tyre. So he's going to be blistering towards the end of this race. Of course, he's only got 15 laps to go on the super soft tyres. They can more than make the end. As Crazy Power goes up into 7th position. Lucas coming out in 8th with a lovely power slide there. Lucas out in 8th, or in 9th. and Geordie will be 10th very soon when he overtakes Wishbone. So yeah, they've all started to get spread out now.
Yeah, but like Vanquish, who's come from 11th, he's up to 5th and only 8 seconds behind Slim. So Slim's not done what he needed to do tonight. He's not going to gain that many more points, or Vanquish will overtake him by the end of the race. So quite poor driving from, well, you know, quite poor from Slim tonight. But
yeah, I think Slim would be disappointed knowing that Vanquish started 11th, and Slim would be disappointed that he was only 6th on the grid anyway. Maybe the rain came at the wrong time or something like that, but he would have been hoping to gain a lot more points. As it stands at the moment, Slim is on 12 points, Vanquish is on 10, so it's only a 2 points difference between the two drivers at this race. So really, Slim's quite far behind anyway, as Geordie now up into 10th. So we've only got 10 runners left. Crazy Power is in the pit, so he's done 18 laps on those soft tires, so he is now coming in the pits and putting on the super softs as well. Again, like Lucas, he's going to be quite rapid coming in this race. So we got 7th, 8th and 9th who are on very fresh super soft tires, so keep an eye out for these guys.
Slim's 1.5 behind Carton, so maybe he can slowly start reeling Carton in, get himself a podium, but he has to be wary of Vanquish behind. He's only 8.1, so he can't be battling too much with Carton.
No, especially as Vanquish is also on the super soft tyre, isn't he? So yeah, he would be, in terms of grip levels, he would be a lot quicker than Slim at this stage of this race. On board with Slim now. Not sure if that's a bit of lag there, or if that was just a bit of a glitch.
It is.
Is it lag from Slim? Is it? That's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
So he's coming up to turn 3 now. Locks up a bit. Yeah. So at the moment, that is the closest spot on track is Slim and Carton. He's now in DRS range. So this could get a bit. He's gone wide. He's gone very wide there. So he was in DRS range. Unfortunately, now he's out of DRS range, and he's gonna have to make up all that ground again. And not being funny, he has to not lose his head here, because he's only got a 6 second gap now to Vanquish. I think Vanquish has drove a very controlled race again, isn't he? He's very
yeah.
He's a bit robotic-like, isn't he? He has car number 6, like Nico Rosberg. He does have a very he's a very robotic driver, isn't he? Like Nico Rosberg, in terms of just getting it done, consistency. And to be honest, in this game, you do need consistency. You can be fast, you can be amazingly fast, but if you can't do it over a race, then you're just going to be like Jarno Trulli and just hold everyone up and go backwards. And so Vanquish gets another 3 second penalty there as he runs wide out of turn 1. And
Dior is catching Sam. The gap's gone from 3.2 to 2.6 in a sector.
Oh, this is going to get good. So this is the battle for the lead now. Samster is going to be under pressure from the rookie, from the debutant, Yor, who's replacing Rafa. So unfortunate for Rafa, it's a shame that Rafa's left. Of course, he was one of the Greek drivers. We haven't got many Greek fans tonight. I think they missed their regular presenter, Mr. Dave Shaw, as Yor now goes across. I thought he went a bit wide there. He did go a bit wide in turn 9, the final corner. It is down to 2.3 seconds. This could get very interesting indeed. I think that this is now the closest battle on track now. Everyone else is all spread out. So yeah, we've got lap 25 out of 36 then here in Austria. I'm taking a couple of notes as well, ready for tomorrow's race. We will be driving in the Super League tomorrow, me and Carl, both in the Ferraris. If we are first and fourth, that would be a miracle. Not from Carl's point of view, but definitely from mine. There must only be 4 drivers left. As we're watching Yor now in second position, he is closing that gap down, isn't he now? As you mentioned before, Carl.
Well, Slim's also catching the back of Carton again. The gap's coming down slowly, so.
Yeah, the tyre life isn't too much, is it, between? It seems like Samster and Carton, who are on 12-lap bow tyres, are getting caught by the Yor and Slim, who are on 10-lap bow tyres. It's not really that much of an age gap there, is it? But yeah, they just must have momentum on the side. I'm not sure if Yor made a mistake there, but it's now to 2.5 seconds. Or maybe Samster has just decided to turn up the width a bit. We're back on board with Slim now. as he's navigating us around the Red Bull ring. And comes a complete lap of 25 now. So unfortunately we have a couple of retirements. So you've got SNRS who retired earlier. Then we've got Rocket Tony who retired. Here's a Rap who retired in the Renault. We just seen him recovering out of turn 3. Lennon retired, of course. We just heard that if he wasn't in the points, then we didn't see the need to continue. Balco unfortunately had a bit of a really bad luck on his day, involved in 2 collisions, and he called it a day as well. He was the first retirement, and of course Wishbone also damaged his front wing as well, and he called it a day as well. We've got another lock up there from Slim. So he's coming out of turn 3 there. Look at that old school gravel trap out on the outside turn 3, ready to catch the unwary there, and also in turn 4 as well. Love a gravel trap. Wish they'd bring him back. And Slim going very wide there. And we're coming to the final sector now. So we've got another 3 seconds. The penalty is going to be a bit of a major issue for a couple of these drivers coming towards the end of this race, isn't it? As yours now took it down to under seconds.
I think the gap's a bit too large between other drivers, so I don't think it's going to be that bad, but they might play a part in the top 4.
And yours getting very interested now in Samster, the battle for the lead then. I'm sure I've actually been thinking about what the driver of the day is, because it has to be between the 2 Force Indias, definitely. I'm really impressed with Yor. This is, yeah, he did start 3rd on the grid, but this is his first elite race. This is top level motorsport, so it's not to be sniffed at to come in and qualify 3rd and now challenge for the lead. Definitely nothing to be sniffed at. Vanquish has done a great job coming from 11th on the grid up into 5th, and FA has done a similar job of coming from 15th on the grid and is now up into 6th position. As coming around the final corner then, as Samster, the gap between Samster and Yor is now 1.6 seconds then. We've got a bit of traffic up ahead as well. I'm not sure if that was a ghost car, the one the Mercedes, or if that is another lapped car. Maybe it was kind of a dark car, so I wonder if it was one. Oh, I think it was a yellow car actually. It might be Geordie. So it's now down to 1.3 seconds now. We've just 8 laps to go. Who is going? Can Samster keep his first position, or is Yor going to get his first win in the Elite League? Whoa, this is going to be good stuff. Of course, Samster has missed the last couple of races. Of course, he won the first race in fine style. A brilliant call under the safety car from both Ferraris to get a 1-2 there. Amazing stuff from Samster, coming from nowhere really to win that race. Today has been a much more controlled race from the front. Samster has started on the ultra soft tyre, swapped to the soft tyre, and then from there on he's been in control up until this point of where Yor has decided to put a spurt on and is really now homing in on Samster.
Slim now 1.4 behind Carton, so starting to catch. Vanquish 5.6, 12 lap old supers. I think that's going to be Vanquish's finishing position now, so
yeah, I think the super soft might come to in their life there, and for Vanquish is on the oldest super soft set out of all the guys out there, so I don't think that's a bit unfortunate for Vanquish, but as you said, very good job from Vanquish. Good stuff. As Yor is now down to 1.1 seconds. He is just a tenth away from the DRS. Of course, when he's within a second, he will be allowed to open his rear wing. It looks like a letterbox. Open his rear wing, and of course that you won't feel the speed.
Slim. Oh, now you're back to that. Trying to get the switch back.
His Carton's tyres gone because that closed down quite a bit, didn't it? Between Slim and Carton. Carton's
managed to keep the position, but
he is struggling though, isn't he? He's struggling very. Yeah. This is going to be a long couple of laps for Slim. We're also going to keep an eye on the battle for the lead as well, but this is the closest battle on track at the moment as we're going into the final corner now. Jordan's got another 3-second penalty. So now Slim is within DRS. He is right behind Carton. Is he going to have a look into turn 1, or is he going to go for the safe bet of turn 2? Probably he's going to have a look at turn 2 now, surely, because he's got DRS on this second straight as well. So this will probably be a better chance for him to overtake, as Yor is now in the DRS zone as well. So we've got a great battle for the Great battle for the final position. So this is the final battle for the podium position, and he goes up the inside. Oh, look at that! That's great racing from both of them. There, I don't believe there was any contact. It was very close. Almost, you couldn't really put a fag paper between them there. But now he's going on the.
He's going for it to turn 3.
Yeah, that's.
He's not slowing it down.
He's gone wide. Caught himself back up the inside. Now there was a bit of contact there. It's now down to half a second between first and second, but this battle is also getting juicy as well. It's going to, ironically, they decided to focus.
Carpet power sliding through there.
I'm going to rejoin the battle from lead for the minute, or I was, but yours gone a bit wide, and the gap is now down to 3/10 there. So it's ironic how both we get 2 battles at once. They do it on purpose, don't they? It's so Sam's under a lot of pressure now from the rookie. And he's got a good run now because Yor's been closing him down. Now Sam goes to the inside, Yor goes to the outside. Up. So is he going to? Oh, Sam's got the inside though and cuts up Yor, and he is back up into the lead at the moment. Of course, he's also got DRS as well. So basically, he just opens that rear wing and see if he can pull away. Carton is still in front of Slim at the moment. It's almost as close as this battle here. So yeah, what a way to end.
Better drive.
That's very close, isn't it? It's now Slim is on the outside going into turn 3. He's done it. Is Carton going to have a look? No, he hasn't. But Slim locks up, but he's got the position now. So Slim now for the third. Oh! We've got a car! It's a Ferrari!
Slim's left the session.
Oh no! Slim is. He's just done all that hard work and he's now dropped down to 5th. That is such a shame for Slim. Oh no, and that is such a shame. Just did all that hard work to get by Carton and then he's gone. And at the moment, I don't think he'll score any points, will he? Because his car is ghosted. I think that was the rule, wasn't it? Yeah. And we got a bit of. Have we got a bit of rain? Yes, we have. We've got a bit of rain to end this race as well. It shouldn't be enough to cause any major issues. Slim has joined again now, so Slim should get back in his car. And we got a new leader. And there's a bit of contact between Samster and Yor, but Yor takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix. However, Samster has now got DRS. He's going to have a go into turn 3. Remember, this is going to be very treacherous conditions now, but Yor is looking very good indeed in the Force India. We've got a bit of traffic up in front as well. So Samster got the pace to keep on him. So that's such a shame for Slim, isn't it? He got up to 3rd, had a great battle with Carton, and unfortunately all that's been done now, and his championship rival Vanquish has now got 12 points, and Slim is now down to 7th, whereas Lucas has got by him as well. Such a shame for Slim.
Slim is back in the car.
He is back in the car, is he? As now Yor comes across the line on lap 33 out of 36. So this has been a great drive from Yor. Samster is at 2nd at the moment. He's got to push as hard as he can. Of course, it is raining out there. It's very light rain, but it's raining less, and it will cause some grip issues, especially these guys. Some of these guys are on 20 lap old tyres, 2018, and even the super softs of Vanquish is on the he's on 17 laps, but he is only 3 seconds behind Carton. I'm not sure what's going on with Carton at the moment. He's really struggling for pace, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely.
So now we're coming into the final stage of this race then, so the battle for the lead is not over yet. Can the rookie keep his head, keep in front of Samster, or Samster going to get to the victory here in Austria on his return drive for Ferrari? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's stay tuned, guys. Whew. As you can see then, both guys got quite a decent amount of errors. They're coming across the line then. Yor is now 7/10 in front, so he's starting to stretch that lead slightly, but it's not enough still. Samster is still within DRS range. Lap 34 out of 36. Yor on a bit of a slide there, and now this is going to, Samster got the, has got the momentum. Well, he's definitely gained 2 tenths there. He's sure, is he within, Yor's gone very wide. Samster's going to be up the inside. Samster's going to have the momentum going down to turn 3. Yor has lost the lead. He's gone very wide into turn 2. Oh dear. So Yor has now dropped down to 2nd position, and Samster has retaken the lead this Austrian Grand Prix. Tremendous stuff. As we got 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go. As DRS has been disabled. Is anyone going to come in and gamble on the intermediate tyres? I know there's only 3 laps to go, but look at how much they're sliding now. It's and having real troubles out there. I wonder who's going to be better in these conditions. Is it going to be Samster or Yor? Well, Yor unfortunately went wide in turn 2. Samster's struggling now, isn't he? Well,
oh, Vanquish very sideways through turn 3.
And Yor, and also very sideways to Samster as well. And we've got Geordie, who's off the track. Oh, and Yor's in the pits. Yor's coming to the pits. So is he coming in?
He'll be going for the Inters.
Yeah. And we've got 5 seconds on the go for Yor for a, unfortunately, for being in the pits. So we've got 2 laps to go. Yor's in the pits then, and he'll be going on the intermediate tyres. Is this a great strategy call, or is do you reckon he'll gain the time up with 2 laps to go?
You know something? I think he can. And Crazy Power are also on Inters, by the way, but they're 27 seconds behind Slim. So.
Well, that gamble is definitely worth something though, because Yours already got by Carton as well, and going up into turn 3. So yeah, he just had so much more grip. The gap is 15.4 seconds. So remember that time. Will he be able to get it down within 2 laps to go? So we're on board Samster now. He is struggling on the dry tyres. So the more slower he goes, the less tyre temperature he's going to have. So which means he'll have less grip, which means he'll just go slower. So it's just a unfortunately, it's just a revolving door of pain now. It's down to 12 seconds already. This is going to be a photo finish here in the Austrian Grand Prix. And Vanquish is also on the intermediate tyres as well now, so he's got a 25-second gap between himself and Carton. Do you think Carton should come in the pits? Because that is more than enough time, surely, to get onto the intermediate tyres and get back out, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely, but at the same time, he's not going to take him 20 seconds more than everyone else to get the gap down, but Yours already down to 8.1 seconds, 1 lap left.
And there's a Red Bull right behind, I think it's Orr, who's on the intermediate tyres. He's just unlapping himself so we're on the last lap. It's down to 6 seconds. It's down to 6 seconds there. With oh my gosh! And then Samster has gone wide. He's gone wide. He's gone wide into turn 2. This is going to be amazing.
Well, remember, Yor has got the 5-second stop go plus his other penalties.
Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. We've got to keep that into account as FA goes up into 5th position now. Slim is still on the soft tyres, and is Carton. So both those two didn't come in the pits, but Vanquish is now taking time out of him, hand over fist. It's now down to 3.2. It's down to 2 seconds. Look at him. He's in the background here. We're coming into the second sector then. So this is where it's twisty parts. Look at Samster. As Carl rightly said though, it's going to come down to penalties. The question is, look at this. Look how much speed he's got. He's just going to drive around the outside of him, isn't he? So Samster there just couldn't even defend. Look at that. That is an incredible strategy call. But is it going to be enough? So he comes around the final corner. Look how much pace Yor's got. This is the last corner, the last lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. Yor comes around and Yor wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Albeit, but is he going to stay? No, he doesn't. Samster wins. You called it, Carl. You called it. Samster wins the Austrian Grand Prix, 8 seconds in front of Yor. What a shame, but what a drive from the rookie. Carter now comes around in 3rd position. So he struggles around in 3rd position on the soft tyre. So he gets the final podium place, albeit penalties. Vanquish, brilliant drive from 11th on the grid up into 4th. As he comes across the line, he will be 4th. Here comes FA, who's done an equally great drive from 15th on the grid, I believe, and he's come up to 5th. So good driving from FA as well in the Red Bull. So he comes around and he will finish 5th. Lucas has had a great drive as well. He's up into 6th. Crazy Power is just 15 seconds behind it at 7th position. Slim is down to 9th now. What unfortunate! It's just unfortunate, isn't it, for Slim? Crazy Power comes around. Crazy Power comes around the final corner, so he gets 7th position. Or who's just overtaking Slim is in 8th position in the Red Bull. Love the helmet, by the way. And Slim going off the track. And I feel really sorry for Slim. He battled his way back up to 3rd position, then unfortunately his connection gone. And yeah. Well, according to this, Slim's first on my screen, but I don't think that's right.
Okay.
Yep, I got a Ferrari 1-2 on my screen. I'm not 100% sure if that's right or not. I'm sure that Samster has won this race with Yor in 2nd position. I don't think We're gonna have to get the. That must have been a great drive from Slim, but I don't think that, unfortunately, I don't think that's right. I apologise to Slim if it's wrong, but on our screens we definitely see Samster come across the line and win the Austrian Grand Prix. So yeah, I'm going to ignore that for the minute. So Samster has won the race, Yor was second, Cartin third, so that's your top three. Vanquish, a great drive from 11th to 4th. Fifth position was FA, great drive from 15th to 5th. Lucas, similar in in sixth position. Seventh position is Crazy Power. 8th is Orr, and 9th was Slim. And Geordie was 10th, but I'm not sure if he was in the car, so I don't think he will get any points, unfortunately. But yeah, what a race! And retirements. Then we had, unfortunately, Wishbone. He tapped the back of. He was on a battle and he unfortunately lost his front wing. Christian Balco unfortunately was involved in a couple of scrapes today, so that's unfortunate for him. But yeah, Carton's now joined us in the party, so congratulations, Carton. Good third position, we think.
Yeah, I'll say third. I couldn't. Sam and the other guy had quite a bit of pace advantage on me, so I was happy to get third, considering I had Vanquish pit on the last lap, penultimate lap for Inters, and I had quite a few penalties as well. So I hope. Well, I got third, so I'm happy with it. I'll take third.
Were you showing with tyres towards the end of the race? Because because I couldn't believe it, because I think Slim took quite a bit of time out of you, and then yeah, unfortunately Slim then dropped out of the session. But I was quite surprised of how quickly that gap came down.
Yeah, I had a couple of moments like Luke, the guy in second. Unlapped stuff. He didn't unlap himself, but he overtook Lucas, and Lucas just let him through. And then Lucas decided to battle me, so then he got away by like 4 seconds. And then Slim started catching me then, and then I made a massive mistake into the last corner, where I went, the massive yellow curve. I smashed that, and then my car's on like a backflip, and just I lost basically a load of time there. then he gets connected the lap after, so I was like, yes, game on for third. But yeah, it's a good race. I enjoyed it. I had quite a few good battles out there as well.
It was definitely,
I enjoyed myself.
It was definitely a good race. We was entertained all the way. There was a bit of a lull halfway through, but then all of a sudden there was 2 battles at once. We couldn't decide on which one to watch. Well done, Carton. Good third.
I'll try and invite some of the other boys on his sound. Race winner.
I mean, what more could you ask
Slim's
for?
The race winner, apparently.
P9 and purely on penalties, and hats I won.
Doesn't count.
I own the elite. Yeah, that does count.
No chance.
Final results. Fine.
On the stream, it did say you won. So
yeah. We go off commentator's feed.
No way. You are not winning that race.
No, you're really not. You would
win that race, I'll quit the league.
You would nowhere, so I don't think you can brag about that.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I'll let you finish what you were doing.
Well, going to you actually, Slim. What happened? You didn't have your normal Slim pace today.
Well, I had a poor qualifying, like in the wet, and didn't set my time early enough, and I just on the inters I didn't set the time I wanted. I just tried multiple times but couldn't get the time in, so I was off the pace in quali, and in the race I made up positions up to P3, but then I disconnected, so I came back as soon as possible, but somehow I ended up in P7 when I came back, so I don't know how that happened.
When you got lagged out, your car did a spectacular 360.
Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, but it was a bit of a golden ticket for you today. Obviously, Vanquish got caught out by the rain, and you could have definitely got a few points on the board to catch up, but you've lost points, so...
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 2 races in a row now, someone's been disconnected, and so I think we just need better hosts. Like, we're trying to find someone, but every person we've tried it's not worked. So
mine's pretty useful, to be fair, for other things that I do, and we've never had a problem, have we, Sean? But
no,
it depends on obviously who's obviously doing this on what week. So we'll discuss it different date. But Sam, you're back after 3 races and you've won.
I think he sounds pleased.
He's speechless.
Also, not there.
Sam?
Hello. Sorry, mic was off.
Speechless, that's the word.
I'm very happy. So I said to Slim earlier, I was messaging him that I'd make a comeback, and I did. And it sort of all worked out today.
So do you reckon you'll be fighting for wins in the next couple of races? Or is it one of them where you turn up for one, disappear for 3, turn up for one, disappear for 3?
Well, yeah, I mean, I explained to Slim that I got called in, I got drafted in for like an event in the esports team a couple of weeks back, and that's why I missed those 3, but I promised I will have as close as I can to 100% attendance to this league the rest of the season. And I want to get back in the title race because I feel like I was in it before I missed those races. Because I've already missed 4 now in total, which isn't good enough.
Yeah, I think we're on race, is it 9? 8?
Yeah, I will do my best to. I think I can catch up, and today hopefully showed that nothing has
under
changed.
pressure at the end now.
I tell you what,
keeping you on your toes.
so what it was is he was very quick on the second stint, but he had 2 more penalties than me. So on the last second last, I think he took a gamble, which very nearly paid off.
It did. It was a great finish in the race. Yours just commented on the stream as well, saying great race, guys. We echo that. Your brilliant debut from you, and we're looking forward to see you again in a week's time. So well done, Yor. Sorry, Kyle. Carry on.
No, that strategy would have paid off. You just got that 5-second stop go for speeding into the pit lane, weren't it? So.
Okay. Did he get another one? I was wondering why he was 8 seconds behind. Yeah, he already had one more penalty anyway, so I don't think it would have made a difference. But
no, he had the 3 second, and then when he came in for the inters, he got a 5-second stop go. So
that makes sense. But he had nothing to lose really. Like he didn't lose. It was probably. I just didn't realise he gained that amount of time that quickly, but it was close. I just had to keep on the track.
Was there any reason you didn't go for the gamble, or did you just think keep it on the road and bring it home?
I mean, I probably should have followed him, but like he sort of made the decision. He was so close to my car when he did it. I think he was behind me when he did it. I'm not sure. I can't remember now. But he sort of caught me off guard, and I just sort of committed to the end. But you know, I knew from the moment we got in the lobby that it was going to be rain at the end. It came probably at the worst time. Like it was on a knife edge whether I should have pitted or not.
Yeah, it was in between, wasn't it? So it was too far in the race.
Yeah, it was close. But the moment he pitted, it got so much worse. I completely was like missing some of my braking zones, just looking up and went, oh god, he might actually do this.
No, very good race. There were plenty of action through the grid, a few bits of contact, a few people disconnected.
It did scare me.
Belko just had the Belko last.
Yeah, I was a bit scared because I was the only one to qualify on ultras, and I was like, if I missed a trick here or something. But I think that actually worked quite well because I managed to get away early.
I'll be doing that strategy tomorrow.
Yeah. It's tough, but it's the quicker strategy. But you just got to be careful on the tyres.
I think what it is obviously for the ultras if you do them on the first stint, you've just got to be wary of. You get a bit more wear a bit more quickly because obviously you've got your quali wear and you get your start wear, so it's.
I think it was okay because I had like a 4-5 second lead at one point. Obviously, then the crossover phase hit and they started coming back. But at the time I pitted, I gained 2 seconds in a position, so I think it worked nicely.
The strategy didn't work so well for you, did the Carty? Because you came in, was it a lap after?
You came in the same lap.
Yeah.
My tyres were on like 70% on supers. I don't know what was happening. It wasn't sliding about or anything. I don't know, just tyre was bad. But I've done 2 runs at them quali, so that could have been a factor towards it, but that's for sure. And I don't really like Austria. I don't really enjoy it. I like Silverstone.
Have you got any more questions, Sean?
Nope, that's it from me. So thank everyone for tuning in, guys, and we'll see you in a week's time at our home race in the British Grand Prix, the home of motorsport. Thanks, everyone.